Hello there and welcome to the Spotlight. How are you doing today? My name is Kizake. World champion Toby Amusan in the news. She has been on the verge of talks and also has not been yet cleared to compete at the upcoming World Championship in Budapest, according to reports suggesting that Amusan has been cleared as inaccurate. According to a statement released by the athletic body, the decision is pending from the Athletic Integrity Unit. Please be advised. Reports appearing in Nigeria that says Toby Amusan has been cleared to compete in Budapest are wrong. No decision has been made yet in this case. When the decision is made, it will be announced by the Athletic Integrity Unit, Organization Head of Operation and Communication, and Nicole Jeffrey said on this. Now, World Athletic included her name on the entry list while awaiting the outcome of the whereabouts failure charges against her. And that's for Toby Amusan. Doesn't sound too cool one. She knows the game well, and I'm not happy to talk about it. But I think the body, the integrity unit knows better on that part. Now let's go on the next story and talk about tennis, where Venus Williams upset 16th ranked Veronika Kudermetova 6-4, 7-5 at the Cincinnati Open on Monday as her unseeded American compatriot Sloane Stephens overcame a sluggish start to beat Italy's Elisabetta Cosciuszto 7-5, 6-4. Williams had not been beaten in the top 20 opponent in 4 years, but used all of her veteran composure as she overcame deficit in both sets and converted 6 of 9 break points. The 43-year-old Williams initially appeared outmatched at the hardcore tournament as Kudermetova broke in the first and fifth games, but mounted an extraordinary comeback to win the final 5 games in a row to claim the first set. Now, Kudermetova flipped the momentum as she won the next 4 straight and nearly closed on the second set on the 8th game, but instead helped Williams to break a double fault and a pair of unforced errors. The Russian missed another opportunity to win the second set when Williams fended off a break point in the 9th game with an unreturnable serve. The 7-time Grand Slam winner had the momentum as she overhead converted a break point in the 10th game, and the demoralized Kudermetova handed her the match with a pair of double faults out of 9 crosses the entire match in the final game. And that's for tennis. Now come with me, let's go away from that tennis news and talk about Stephens, who along with Cosciuszto was unable to get a full warm-up in a dual rain delayed the start of the match, broke the Italian 5 sets and saved 3 of 5 break points and rode to seal the win in 76 minutes. She will next face French defending champion Carolina Garcia in the second round. Still talk about tennis, Cosciuszto took control early on half-built 5-2 lead that gave her 2 chances to serve out the set, but Stephens dialed up the pace and broke to love on each occasion as she used the 5-game winning streak to wrap up the opening set. In the second, Stephens kept her foot in the gas as she consolidated her early break with a hold love a 3-love lead before going on to end the encounter with another break. Now, Stephens also can expect a tough tie test against 6th seed Garcia, who is 4-2 all-time versus the American including pair of first-round wins at the Cincinnati Open. Stephens won their most recent encounter in Guadalajara in 2022. And that's what it is. Away from tennis, come with me, let's talk about football. Kevin De Bruyne has been left out. It's a blow, whichever way you want to talk about it. It's absolutely a blow for Manchester City, as Kevin De Bruyne has been left out of Man City squad, I beg your pardon, for the UEFA Super Cup game against Sevilla after the midfielder suffered another hamstring injury in the opening league game of the season. The Belgian international left the field in 36 minutes of City's 3-0 win over Burnley on Friday. Now, Kevin De Bruyne, KDB, like it rightly called, had previously limped off during the Champions League final with that's in June when they won Inter Milan. And manager Pep Guardiola had confirmed it was a reoccurrence of the same injury. It's the hamstring again, same position. I don't know how long he will be out. It depends on the magnitude of the injury, but it will be a few weeks, Guardiola said after the game at Burnley. Guardiola named a 22-man squad for the UEFA Super Cup game, which takes place in Athens on Wednesday, scheduled for tomorrow. Now, the game is played between the last season Champions League winners and Europa League winners, and that's for the Super Cup. Who will carry the day is the question for tomorrow. Man City or Sevilla? Man City, European champion. Sevilla also another part, a desperate side for the Europa League. They are the champions. You don't want to count how long they've been here and what they've done in the past and what they are yet to do. A very, very wonderful team with the manager, Medriba. I love to talk about Sevilla anytime and a day, but no disrespect to the team that have got one man who's got goals for himself. Erling Haaland, 100 goals in 103 appearances. That was great. But it's bad news that Kevin De Bruyne would not be involved. The Belgian international has got a hamstring injury. It is not the first time. Maybe he wasn't expecting to start that game, but it's a story. for another time. Now, Chelsea, now this is the biggest news. The world of football have announced the signing of Ecuador international Moise Caicedo, the 21-year-old midfielder, paying an 8-year contract at Stamford Bridge with a club option of a further year, and joins from Premier League side Brighton and Hove Albion. On completing his move to Chelsea, Caicedo said, let me quote the Ecuadorian international. He said, I'm so happy to join Chelsea. I am so happy to be here at a big club, and I didn't have to think twice when Chelsea called me. I just knew I wanted to sign for the club. It's a dream come true to be here, and I can't wait to get started with the team. Co-sporting director Lawrence Stewart and Paul Lee said Moise has proved himself as a standout player in Ecuador and also in European football over the past 18 months, and we are thrilled to add him to Mauricio Pochettino's squad. Moise Caicedo possesses a rare midfield skill set and is a player we've been targeting for some time. We believe he will make a significant impact and also at Stamford Bridge this season and in the years ahead. Congratulations to Chelsea. Reasons are because they got the man of their dream. The Chelsea have always been keen on Moise Caicedo. But I think I saw a post about Moise Caicedo that got me so emotional. He didn't really spend so much time with Brighton. Just 2 years. He came from independent Valet. I mean, the £4.3 million. Brighton got to sign him and sold to Chelsea for a £115 million. That's a huge revenue. A massive business being done by Brighton. I want to give it to that very side. But for Chelsea, this is a dream come true for Moise Caicedo. I think I remember a post where he was sitting on a car back in 2020 with a mom, and he was wearing a Chelsea jersey. I think it was the front of the jersey. So the mom was sitting by his side, and they took that picture. And after that, yesterday, he signed on the right. He took another picture again, and his mom was sitting in the same car, not same car, but a different car, but same position. And he said, "Mom, did you remember this picture? Do you remember your throwback about this?" And the mom said, "Yeah, of course I do. We must give thanks to God. He's an Ecuador international." I'm not going to be surprised to see the independent Valet in Ecuador build a story about Moise Caicedo. I mean, I felt to be happy to talk about this. He's going to pair with Enzo Fernandez, and also Chelsea might be getting Romeo Lavia, and it's bad news for Liverpool. Now, moving on the show, Real Madrid and Chelsea have reached an agreement of goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga season-long loan to Spanish club. The club announced on Monday the 28-year-old Arrizabalaga will arrive a temporary replacement for Thibaut Courtois, who will be sidelined for several months after suffering a torn anterior cruciate ligament (ACL) in his left knee during the season, training season last Thursday. Bad news for Real Madrid that now Kepa Arrizabalaga joined Chelsea from Athletic Bilbao in 2018 for a record €80 million fee for a goalkeeping skill, and also fell out of favour to the London club, who signed goalkeeper Robert Sanchez from Brighton and Hove Albion this summer. He has reportedly been targeted by Bayern Munich. Also, being the German side seeking to replace the injured goalkeeper Manuel Neuer, but Real Madrid moved very faster to secure the deal. It is what it is. He is now Real Madrid international. Now, let's talk about next story. Romeo Lavia preference is to join Chelsea despite Liverpool agreeing a £60 million deal with Southampton midfielder. No agreement has been made between Southampton and Chelsea for the midfielder yet, but one is starts to be closed. According to the report, says that the total package agreed between Liverpool and Southampton on Sunday night is worth around £60 million. Liverpool have already missed out on Moise Caicedo to Chelsea after the Brighton midfielder moved to Stamford Bridge for a British record £115 million. Liverpool had £111 million offer accepted by Brighton, but the 21-year-old informed the club he intended to be a Chelsea player, and he felt like this is where I want to be. And that's the one to talk about. Now, next on, Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal have agreed a deal with Paris Saint-Germain to sign Neymar Jr., the Brazil international who is set to sign a 2-year deal, is undergoing the medical today and is expected to complete his move in the next 48 hours. According to reports, Paris Saint-Germain, who have been open to selling Neymar for the past 3 windows, saying the club are set to receive up to £86.3 million for a player that cost them a world record £200 million from Barcelona back in 2017. Now, Neymar will earn around £129.4 million. That's big money, right? That's big, though. I'll say it again. £129.4 million a year in Saudi Arabia. Neymar is making money for himself. 6 times the amount he was on at PSG. Al Hilal have also tried to sign Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe this summer. However, Messi opted to join Inter Miami, while Mbappe is set to stay with Paris Saint-Germain. Now, moving on to the next story, Atletico Madrid striker Memphis Depay scored with a stunning long-range strike in the second half to help secure a 3-1 home win over promoted Granada in the La Liga Open on Monday. Alvaro Morata gave Atletico a first-half lead, and Marco Llorente poured the icing on the cake with a late against last season La Liga 2 champions. Now, moving on, the hosts dominated but missed several chances with Antoine Griezmann and Yannick Carrasco, causing all kinds of trouble against Granada side, who packed the balls and ended the first half with no goal attempt at the Metropolitano Stadium. Rodrigo de Paul missed an absolute sitter from a close range in the 18th minute, and Morata spawned three great opportunities before finding ending the deadlock. Now, he struck in at a time before the break with a tired finish inside the box after being gifted the ball by defender Jesus Vallejo in a comical mistake when trying to clear the ball. Atletico Madrid again on top in the second half and also succeeded defeat. Memphis Depay wasted a good opportunity on our mark, sending his close range shot wide just when the host seemed destined to extend their lead. Granada equalized through Samuel Omoradion in the 62nd minute. Now, the one negative for Atletico was that they lost captain Koke with a leg muscle injury early in the first half. The better side for me won the game. Yeah, the better side for me won the game. So it is what it is, right? Don't say Granada should have won. But I'm liking the fact that Omoradion, the name sounds like Doish. I mean, that's an Edo guy, plays for Granada. But regardless, ended 3-1 was in favor of Diego Simeone's side. But let's talk about yesterday's game. What happened? Manchester United. See, if you're a United fan, I'll let you know for free. Maybe they owe me explanations, but I think I've got an edge. I've got to talk about that, hopefully when I'm going to do that on the radio. I want to talk about that collision about Andre Onana, but let's talk about Raphael Varane first of all. That was a goal celebration on the screen there. Manchester United rode Jalok to start the Premier League season with a victory. Raphael Varane, the French international 2018 World Cup winner header, and a 1-0 win over Wolverhampton on Monday. Wolverhampton have seen manager Julen Lopetegui walk out less than a week before the new campaign, but dominated for a long spell at Old Trafford. A combination of wasteful finishing and new United goalkeeper Andre Onana kept the visitors at bay until Raphael Varane headed in 40 minutes from time. Now the Red Devils then clung on to get on the ball with a winning start and stark contrast to start defeat that began Erik ten Hag reign 12 months ago. But the manner of the performances raised questions over whether United can compose a serious challenge for the first Premier League title in a decade. Now, United fans' wishes that a new season will start under new ownership have not been met, with the sale-off process seemingly at standstill. Now, the home support again showed their displeasure towards owner, the Glazer family, with a pre-match protest against the American and chants, "We want the Glazers out" at kickoff, sent from my, that's just what it is. Also, it's about Man United. I just want to do possibly a talk about that very game. I want to give it to Gary O'Neill. I know Gary O'Neill. Gary O'Neill was yellow carded. He was shown a yellow card in that game. And I wonder why. Every manager wants the team to win games. We know how this works, right? You don't want to tell me you don't know. And he's a manager who has come to Wolverhampton, replacing Julen Lopetegui. He has come to the team now to make sure they stand out right. Now, I can count how many balls at intervals that Matheus Cunha, the Brazil international that made a move from Metropolitano, Atletico Madrid, took on the middle of the park to run in between space from Raphael Varane and Lisandro Martinez. He got Lisandro Martinez committed, he got the yellow card, he got off the game, and some might be wondering why did the manager Erik ten Hag take off Lisandro Martinez. I'll tell you, reasons are: one, he knows him very well. He's this boy from Ajax Amsterdam, and he said, okay, you have to leave now. And he brought in Lindelof to change the game, but it was still not enough, because the game yesterday was all about Neto Pedro, was all about Matheus Cunha, was all about João Gomez, was all about Dawson. That team dominated that very game, and it means that the Premier League this time around will be highly competitive. And as for the home side at Old Trafford, did they really live up to expectations for me? Of course, no. I don't think they can go with this feat to go contest for the Premier League top 4. If they go with this way, trust me, Legal City and beyond, I'll let you know that this would not work out, because it felt like a struggling team. Everybody was just playing what they know. Casemiro was one of the dumb players for me. Sorry for using the word dumb though. Mason Mount also wasn't really there. Bruno Fernandes with a call I was okay, yeah, but Wan-Bissaka, Raphael Varane, all of those guys, Alejandro Garnacho, they were all struggling for the balls. They didn't even see the ball coming. But my top point remains that one, that Andre Onana got on the ball. He didn't go with both hands. He went with both hands. Maybe if he had gone with one hand, it would have been okay as a goalkeeper. Was a collision. That was a Dawson there. That was a Wan-Bissaka standing there. It doesn't really work out for me. And then what Gallagher said, that should have been a penalty. I don't want to say the Wolverhampton side were robbed off that game, But I'll come to give you more about that analysis that very much game. But it's really nice talking with you right here on Voice of the People Television. I have to go now. My time is far gone. Hopefully I'll return again for tomorrow, Wednesday, to give you all the updated sports. I mean, this is objective for me to reach out to you and give it to you the way it needs to be. But for now, I'm signing out. My name is Kizzy K. Bye-bye for now.